Hello and welcome to the Fluent and Japanese Podcast. I'm your host, ZeppyTube, and this is the podcast. Holy frick, it's playing on Twitch. Gosh dang it. I'm your host, ZeppyTube, and this is the podcast where we yap about news in Minecraft, gaming, and tech in general. I'm joined by our only one guest this week. Arsonist bailed on me. My good old friend, Revan the Meme Lord. Revan, why don't you say something funny? Man cannot think. Bro. Revan. Revan, say something funny. Alright, cool. And we got exciting episodes for you guys today. I did not write a teaser. We got Minecraft, more Minecraft news. Revan made a story. NVIDIA stooped lower. And Apple putting iPhone chips in MacBooks. So let's get the yapping started. Okay, so chat. I gotta say the story. We gotta start this off with a story. While I was preparing this episode, this man, Revan, his PC did not want to work. So I was just pinging him over and over again, trying to get him to join. And he's like, my PC, it's not working. Oh yeah, that too. Uh-huh. So yeah, Revan got cooked. Oh my freaking god. Hold on, pause. Freaking this OBS audio cut you out. Good thing I caught that right now, 2 minutes into the podcast.
It's fun. I was just telling you about that.
Okay, yeah, so Revan, his PC died, and then his alarm didn't go off. That's all you guys missed. Yeah, OBS wasn't picking up until now. Good thing I caught that right now.
Universe didn't want me here.
Okay, so other thing, I'm gonna talk about the podcast schedule real quick because stuff got whacked around, and I'm going on a quick vacation next week. There will not be a episode next week, and there will not be an episode the week after, but the week after that, on the 26th, there will be a podcast. So that is the scheduled stuff. I don't know if Arsonist will be there. Let me check what I wrote down if Arsonist is going to be there on the 26th. No, Arsonist will not be there on the 26th. But then on the 9th, he will be there. So on the 9th on next month, on August, it'll go back to regular stuff. So the 26th, I don't know what guest I'll be bringing on. I'll find somebody. That's in 3 weeks, so I got time. But yeah, I guess we should pop right. Actually, Revan, do you want to introduce yourself as anything?
Hi.
Cool, perfect. This guy, he likes Star Wars. His name is literally from a Star Wars character. He's the master of memes. That's why his name is literally Revan the Meme Lord. Well, on the event server, the one I'm using this call in, your name is Batman because of a joke.
Yes.
Yeah, your name is just straight up Batman. Anyways, yeah, let's get into this episode. Okay. So, headline topic 1. Want to see me bring back a mob that lost from the mob vote? Want to see me do it again? Mojang has released a preview build for the Summer Drop 2025. It's available on Bedrock Edition currently and has a lot of new features to do with copper. Most notably, copper equipment and the copper golem, also copper chests. To start with the copper equipment, it's basically just something to replace stone but not iron, so it's a weird middle ground. And the only good part is that there's copper armor, so you can actually get some form of armor very early in the game. Next, the copper golem is a bit different from when it was first revealed. This little guy is spawned from a copper block with a carved pumpkin placed on top of it. And it'll appear on top of a copper chest with the gimmick with this guy is that anything you place in that copper chest will be sorted into a regular chest. So say you got wood, stone, and ores with 3 regular chests for it and 1 copper chest. You put all the items in the copper chest, and the copper golem will sort it into the 3 regular chests. Also, lava chicken to disc. So
That's pretty cool. I thought I was just gonna press random buttons again.
crazy. Yeah, copper is actually a usable thing now. My take on this, I think copper equipment is going to be the most useless thing ever, but copper armor will be used early game if you can't get to iron yet.
At least copper can do anything now, you know?
Yeah, copper has a use other than just making blocks for your build.
Yeah.
Also, copper golem is somewhat useless as well. Because, like, I'm a redstoner. I've made many sorting machines before. It is kind of cool
Yeah.
of this gimmick, but, like, you're gonna. It's. If you just have a base with, like, a bunch of chests, what I do early game is I will just put signs on the chests for the stuff. So, like, you have the wood chest, you have the stone, you have the ores, you have all your different things. I'm not going to use a freaking copper golem when I just have signs on them and just trust that the AI will know how to do it. If the golem, like, if you could program it, like some factory simulator stuff, then sure, that seems cool. But this is just relying solely on the algorithm thing that's using. I don't want to say AI because it's not an AI. I guess, like, technically in the game source it is called AI. So, like, I guess. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Like if you go into their coding, you won't find a photo of an anime woman with 5 fingers on, like, their feet. I don't know.
What? What?
What?
What was? Where did that come from? The frick?
Yeah.
This is why this guy is a meme lord. Oh yeah. Also, there's the lava chicken music disc, where it's a.
Dude.
Have you heard it?
Yeah, I heard it. It's a really good remix.
Yeah,
of
it's unironically a really good music disc.
Dude, the fact that if you play it near villagers, they sing along to it in the villager voice, and that's really funny.
Yeah, I saw a post on that actually. The fact that there is now a official from Mojang villager cover means that you could just take, what the lyrics are of what they're saying, so you could just take the noises and decipher the language using that. So, like, we know that they're saying chicken and all that stuff. If you just take the voice of when they say it, you can decipher it of what they're actually saying when they just make the random noises. So we can now understand villager talk because of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's all there is to this. This isn't really that much to talk about. It's just new stuff. I need to rant about this real quick. I hate the fact that Mojang is doing, like, drops now instead of just full updates. Because the issue with this is, like, mods. When there is a new version, I literally wait an entire year before I switch up to that new version, and then the version after that has already came out. So, like, I play on 1.21.4. There is 1.21.7 out. So I literally am not going to move to it because of the fact not all my mods have been ported to that. Like, the fact that Mojang has to just make it so, like, yes, you have to remake your mod for every version. Well, like, technically you just port it over by just changing a couple lines of code, but it's just very annoying having to update to the next version of the game when I want to just play with mods. Like, it's not even like full adding stuff to the game mods. It's just quality of life stuff to make the game more enjoyable, and I have to wait an entire year, and now they're putting out more updates with more small stuff, so I'm just forced to wait longer. I very much do not like drops.
I mean, I can see the good in it. Like, everyone always complains that it takes them like 2 years to add a mob and a block.
I mean, like, yeah, sure.
Like, they're definitely doing more with the base game over time now than just annual updates. So there is that, but I understand your point.
I would prefer just annual big updates. Like, instead of like these small drops throughout the year, like you'd have 4 drops throughout the year for the 4 seasons. I would prefer all of those to be bundled into the next big update, so like 1.22, and then just put more stuff into it because you can just develop it all for that one single update instead of developing for these 4 small updates. So I'd much prefer just go back to just one big update instead of 4 throughout the year.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, let's move on to our next topic. Do you want to do a topic?
I mean, that's why I'm here, I think.
Oh yeah, I need to remind you. You should be drawing for this. I don't know.
Ooh, right.
All
That's a
right.
secret for. That's a surprise tool that'll help us later.
Yeah. At least I reminded you. Here, I'll do another topic that is right up your alley. Minor topic 2. Helldivers 2 got released to Xbox. Well, it's going to be released.
Yeah.
Sony is going to release Helldivers 2 to Xbox, the first Sony game to actually get an Xbox release instead of just a PC port. That's all I wrote for this.
Dude, I am so hyped for this. You have no idea.
Yeah. We get to spread managed democracy with the Xbox players. Let's go.
Dude, it's insane that no matter how hard Sony seems to have tried to kill this game, it just keeps coming back.
Is my noise cancellation not on? What the heck is NVIDIA doing? Please, NVIDIA. Actually work, gosh dang it. Anyways. Yeah. Helldivers 2 for Xbox. I'm a PlayStation guy, so I have PlayStations. I have never once touched an Xbox. And
Same here.
I've
I grew up
most
in a PlayStation family.
yeah, I mostly use PC now, but I grew up with PlayStation, like PlayStation 5, PlayStation 3 to 4 and then to 5. And now I just play on PC because cool PC, I could just set the graphic settings instead of being locked to 30 FPS. Yeah, this is very cool for Xbox because like Xbox has been releasing a ton of their own games to PlayStation, and Sony has been releasing a bunch of their games to PC, but there hasn't been like Sony releasing games to Xbox, and this is now the first one of them actually releasing it to Xbox. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
It would be mad funny. It would be so funny if they make the same mistake they did on that one Helldivers update, and they require Xbox users to sign in with a PSN account.
That'd be
Just
wild.
completely kill the point of having an Xbox release.
Thankfully, we had an entire revolution against that, so I think they learned their lesson.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you hear? Did you hear that they finally? Oh, I'll send the screenshot to you. Maybe you could like pull it up on the thing. But they finally made the mass review bombing like chart into a cape in the game.
They did? Really?
Yeah, hold on. Let me send you a screenshot.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, the people need to see this.
Doo-doo.
They finally added it.
Whoa. Pillars of Freedom.
looks really
Here, let me
good.
blow this up.
It looks really
Open
good.
link. Why is this so zoomed in? Gosh dang it, there we go. Show this on stream. There we go. Yeah, this is actually fire.
Yeah, this is really good.
Yeah. They're like, let's
Like this-
embrace the fact that we made a good change. Let's embrace
Yeah.
that we went back. We reverted this.
Yeah.
I need to like play Helldivers more. I actually have free time now, so I need to actually like play that game more. Cause
Just
oh
message me.
yeah,
I'll hop on a game.
I just got issue though. I just got Beam NG, so I've been absolutely gamering on that. You know what Beam NG is, right? Beam NG Drive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's so fire. Cause like I'm getting all the car mods as well, just driving around, launching Bugattis at 300 miles per hour. It's so fun.
Hmm.
Oh, also there's a mod, entire like compilation of mods where there's some random guy who ported over a bunch of Mario Kart maps into the game. So like I can just play on N64 Rainbow Road just in BeamNG. And the issue with Mario Kart maps is you don't notice this in Mario Kart. There's a lot of downhills in Mario Kart, just flat
Yeah.
slopes going down. That doesn't hold up in the real world trying to go a downslope in a regular car. So you just crash your car every 2 seconds trying to drive on Mario Kart maps.
Yeah.
It's so fire. It's such a fun game. Yeah, I need to play Helldivers more. I need to play so many of my Steam games. Oh my god, the if I had $1 for every Steam if I got $1 for every Steam game I bought with no intention to actually play it, I would not have to be doing YouTube to make money.
Hmm.
The amount of Steam games I have that I still need to play is um somehow less than the average Steam user.
Yeah, I have a
Uh,
similar thing going. I tend to just grab games when I notice they are having like 100% off. We're giving this game out for free thing. I just
yeah, I
swipe it,
have
never even
a
install it.
yeah, I have a bot in the private server that will send out a link to the game whenever it's on 100% off. So I just have a bunch of 100% off games. So like do you use
Hey,
the
free.
like sorting collections, right? To actually sort your games out. Everyone does that. In
I have
my
like 6 collections per franchise of like what it's in. Yeah.
yeah, in my indie collection, there is just a bunch of just random games I've gotten from them being free. So like we just got Egg. Okay, this why do I even have this? It's just Egg. Was this? It's just a free game on Steam. It's just a free game on Steam. Never mind. Just a
Oh yeah.
random odd game. Egg. I'm gonna send you this link. Don't you ever wanted to? Haven't you ever wanted to play Egg? Anyways, um, shall we
Huh,
go to a different topic now?
really?
Probably. Yeah. Do you want to do your story topic, or do you want to do
Yes.
the no clue? Or okay, you can do your headline topic. You can read that out.
Okay. So I did a funny, right?
He did a funny.
Essentially, for the past like I don't know, 11 years, maybe 12. I have a so I'm a very visual thinker.
Yeah, I am as
You
well.
tell me to picture an apple in my head, boom, apple.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically, I tend to have these scenarios play out when I listen to music, almost involuntarily. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I always had this like same like little story thing that I kept coming back to anytime I wanted to visualize like a cool fight scene in my head, and sing to some music, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then after a while, it just kind of spiraled into like actually becoming its own thing.
Yeah.
So I've just been nowadays the reason I listen to music is to evolve this story easier in my head.
Bro just has a story in his bro's just been listening to music, just making a story. He's a real artist, chat.
It's fun. I have
It's
not
like
written a
actually wait, this is
single.
like actually the pinnacle of artists, because like that just sounds
Yeah.
like something an artist would do.
And it's like I have not written a single letter of this story down. It is all up here. So
Uh-huh. Yeah, so you have
most
drawn it out as well, right?
yeah, the most physical media I've done is I've drawn some of the characters designs I came up with.
Uh-huh. Do
I
you
send them to
wanna
you.
yeah.
I might
Do
be
you
able
wanna
to,
send them all to me right now?
yeah. Remember those two ones that you mentioned?
Oh yeah, let me download those and censor them real quick.
Yeah. Some have
Yeah.
some insides
Do
on them.
do
Ooh.
do. Edit this stuff. Oh yeah. We're just doing this in the freaking photo viewer. We're gonna censor this out in the photo viewer instead of opening it up in MS Paint. Oh yeah. This is the low quality all blood on this. It's fire. That's a good enough censoring. That'll do.
It should be fine.
And then
And
this
here's the
one.
rest. I would send these like in order that they were sent in. Just
Yeah, I will.
yeah, to be safe. I can explain things like
Yo, the
in my
British
way.
man has joined the chat. Let's go.
Yo,
Okay,
we
that's
have
good
two
enough
people here
censoring
now.
for these
Wow.
images.
Yeah.
Holy, okay. Um, let me prepare. We should have prepared this before stream, but again, your PC was not having a good
Yeah.
time, so I couldn't
The
really
universe
prepare
itself
this
did not
before
want me
stream.
here, so
Do do do. Okay. Do you want me? I'm gonna share my screen on Discord as well, so you can like
yeah.
presentation this stuff off.
Presentation.
All right. Let me also open up the two other images.
Yeah.
Do do do. Okay. Is this the order? Oh, good.
It starts from it'd be like left to right, yeah.
Yeah, left to right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show this on the stream now. All right. So this is on this on the screen now.
Okay, so essentially the name of the story is Revenite, right?
Uh huh. Yeah.
This is the logo for it I concocted. I'm pretty proud of it.
Peak. Is this just broken Earth? Broken Moon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
So this is the first like character that I like little like design that I actually drew out. It's called
Uh
an
huh.
Iron Maiden. Essentially, big like arachnid thing. The reason it's called this is because not only is it 9 feet tall, these things are 9 feet tall. So not only that, but their mouths open like vertically, li-
Oh.
like uh, like the two sides of their mouths are on the left and right instead of like up and down. You know what I mean.
Oh. So. Oh.
So it's like when they
So
go
it's
in for
like.
the kill, they open up like an Iron Maiden and chomp down.
I see. I see. So they're
Pretty
they're big ol' chompers.
yeah. And the little green bits on them are glands on their backs for retractable wings.
This is just some Helldivers bug stuff.
Yeah.
This is
But
literally
yeah,
just Helldivers. Where, where's my orbital cannon so I can take this thing out?
I think the next image in line is another maiden drawing that I
Okay.
made.
YouTube is
So
saying,
yeah,
YouTube is complaining about stream quality. I don't know why. We're gonna ignore that.
I look at the tab and we're getting like maybe a frame every 30 seconds.
What the frick? What? YouTube, you good? Hey,
Technical
buddies.
difficulties. Technical difficulties.
Hey, okay, it's fine if the stream is trash because we are recording this for podcasting sites as well. So like, frick y'all live viewers.
Exactly. So
Okay, let's just keep
I am
going.
gonna wait for it. I'm gonna wait on the thing for it to catch up so they can see
No,
the
because I'm
image still.
recording this
Oh,
to my device as well, so it will go
well, we
on
still want to be
podcasting sites.
kind to the live viewers. I mean, they're your very own audience. It would be
Oh,
very
there we go.
counterproductive for you to be mean to them. You know.
Uh-huh. All right.
Anyways, yeah, this is another maiden drawing that I concocted.
The shadows
Essentially,
hide
again,
horrors.
but yeah, like big dudes.
Yeah.
The mouth, and the visuals for the stream, so I have that back. But yeah, like the mouth itself is 6 feet tall, right?
What? Chat. You could
Like
just eat
you could
it
have
would just eat the human standing up.
you could have a 6 foot tall person standing up on their tippy toes, and they could just chomp it down,
Just
and it would
nom.
all fit.
Just gets nommed.
Also there was one other image that I forgot to send you. I guess you can check on whether or not to send you that one. But anyway, so yeah, like these guys are very intelligent
Uh-huh.
creatures. Like they stalk their prey. They wait for when the best opportunity is to like jump them. You know.
Yeah. You know what I think the YouTube issue is? Um I may need to update my multi-streaming
Hmm.
plugin for OBS. Might be the issue, but I think we should be fine.
Hmm.
We're fine for right
But
now.
yeah, essentially, what makes these guys even more terrifying? They have like this outer exoskeleton shell on them that is almost entirely indestructible.
So Helldivers all you gotta just hit
They're
them with the orbital cannon.
bulletproof. They're like explosion proof. Their only real weakness is they snarl and screech at people a lot, so the inside of their mouth is very vulnerable. That's like their singular weakness.
But what if I throw an orbital precision strike at them?
Obviously, if you hit them with a big enough bomb, they will explode. But you know,
Fire.
if you're this poor dude in this drawing, you're done for.
He's cooked. He's
Yeah,
literally cooked. What if he just does
yeah.
a 360 and just shoots in the inside of the mouth? Because this is like a freaking railgun.
Yeah.
Alright, so next slide.
Excellent. So this thing, it doesn't really come into play until like later on in the story, so I'll be a little cryptic with it in case the story ever actually comes to fruition.
Yeah, also
But
the fact that,
essentially,
like, the fact that. Why is the stream so bad? What the heck is happening? Is the
I
audio even
think it's
coming through?
held on this singular frame for the
Okay,
past like 2 minutes.
the audio is coming through.
The audio is coming through, but like we've held on the same frame for the past like 2 minutes. Oh, but zoomed in
Bro.
on the image. Ooh.
Broski. Oh, the change frames were so back.
We're so
Change
back.
frames to me zooming in. I'm looking at the Twitch stream. It's so bad. What the heck, man?
If we're lucky, the next one might show the image we're actually sitting on.
If we're lucky. Freak you live viewers, we're not good. Gosh, things show you anything.
Okay, now it's on the crystal. Okay, so essentially,
Hey.
this doodad here
Do that.
is essentially there is like a I don't know, almighty powerful being type deal that created this whole universe called the Creator. Essentially,
Definitely not God.
the crystal thing, it's kind of a what if scenario on what if he just didn't wake up out of the seventh day? So essentially, after creating the whole universe, the Creator just kind of cocooned himself in this crystal.
Oh.
Thus, all of his power is now in this crystal.
Yeah.
And it is eventually found by the big evil empire of the story, which I have named Ark.
The what? Arc?
Yeah, I call him Ark.
Ah, okay.
There's another photo I forgot to send you. Gosh darn it.
Is that it for this? For the crystal?
Yeah, essentially, it is broken in half at some point. We don't need to worry about that now.
Okay.
It's fine.
Alright.
But yeah, we can move on now.
Next thing. We
So
gotta wait
this is
20.
the
Hold up.
main.
Pause. We gotta wait 20 years for the Twitch stream to catch up. I swear to God. It's literally buffering on Twitch. What the heck, man?
To the
Why is it?
podcast viewers later on when this is uploaded to a viewing website, we apologize for this inconvenience. Maybe fast forward like 2 minutes, see where we're at.
Yeah, yeah, friggin' Twitch streaming just doesn't want a gosh thing work. I blame my cat. Cat, you did something. I'm pointing
What
at
did
you. You did something, cat. Gosh dang.
What'd they do?
I don't know. But the cat did something. I'm blaming the cat.
Okay.
How is it not changed yet? Do we just want to keep explaining?
Yeah, probably should just
Alright,
keep
let's
explaining.
just keep explaining.
So essentially, this is the main protagonist of the story. I call him 356.
Uh-huh.
So a there is a like program that Ark started called
It
the
actually
Revenite
switched over.
program. Called the Revenite program, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, they straight genetically create super soldiers. Not like taking people off the streets and putting the serum in them. They straight create the organism that is the soldier.
Oh, so this is just freaking Clone Wars but what if they were super soldiers?
But like they're not clones of anything. They're not even like
Yeah, they're just made.
they're not even like a pre-existing species. They are completely they are just complete
just
organic
made.
constructs. Yeah.
Okay.
If you're wondering, underneath the armor, they are actually mist. They're straight smoke creatures.
I see.
The primary layer of their armor, which includes that helmet thing there, is literally built around them when they're created to hold in their shape so that they don't die immediately.
So the armor is their skin, essentially?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're created and trained to be super soldiers for Ark.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one ever dispatched at a time, so when one dies, the next one is immediately activated.
Got it.
At the end of the day, these things are Terminators that can bleed.
Okay. Wait, so can they change their form? I guess not because of the armor. Yeah.
Yeah, because the armor.
And if the armor gets damaged and like there's a hole in it, do they just die?
That is because of that worry. Their armor, the like primary layer of their armor that was built around them at birth, is quite literally created of metals extracted from a dying dwarf star.
Oh, so we have like the purest of pure iron made of this.
Yeah, so like strong.
Okay, so this is made from the most purest of pure iron that you can get in the entire universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can scratch his other added bits, but you cannot dent his main armor.
In the event, though, that if it is to get like broken.
You ever watch Supernatural?
No. I have friends who do, and they say it's all goated.
Essentially, for the people at home who have seen Supernatural, it's like when they exorcise a demon in the show.
Okay. So, but what happens if their armor gets like penetrated in the worst case scenario? Like it's impossible. But
exactly what I just described.
Okay, so they just die straight up.
Basically, yeah.
They just straight up fall to the ground. I got it.
Basically, they leak out of their own armor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is our protagonist, 356.
Yeah. Essentially, he's a defect. Basically, he was the there's 30 Anytime they make a new batch of Revanite, it's always 30, right?
Yeah.
He was the 30th in his batch, and his batch happened to last a long time. So he was sitting in storage for 300 years, and that long without being activated or anything like that. Did a little something to his neurological programming, giving him hints of like emotion and stuff like that, you know?
So Wally type
Until
stuff.
until eventually he's put on a mission to go and apprehend a civilian thought to be part of a like rebelling organization called the Sentinel Axis.
Like conspiracy. So to go apprehend a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But essentially, when they got there, the person was begging for, like, 356 found them, and she started begging for mercy, saying that she was only doing this because she has a family, and that family just needs help that Ark isn't giving them. And eventually, that cracked something in 356, causing him to turn around and kill the squad of soldiers that he was sent with to give her an escape.
Okay.
Essentially, his main weapons of a Revanite is a 16-shot pistol, a
16-shot pistol.
Yes, either a rifle or a shotgun.
Oh, there's more
and
weapons,
their
okay.
melee weapon of choice is a katana with a superheated blade, allowing it to cut through basically anything.
Wait, that's fire?
Yeah, so essentially, he doesn't really get juices on him when he fights, as any slices he makes on a person immediately cauterizes it, causing nothing to fall out, right?
Yeah.
But like the third soldier in his squad that he was sent to, like, shoved him into a wall the second he knows what was happening. So he didn't have his sword at the ready, so he had to just get him with a kitchen knife. So that's where that little like scar thing on his helmet came from.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to not describe it as graphically as I can.
Yeah. I can tell. Also, think about this freaking. I know it's just like this exact drawing, but like 356 here, the 6 looks so much like a G that I want to read it like a G, and I'm like, I can't. It's a 6. I know it's a 6. It looks like a G. Like people would look at this and be like 35G.
I get it.
Anyways, wait.
Anyway, yeah, we can move on.
If these guys are made in batches of 30, how is there a last number here? How is this not just a 0 for the last digit?
Shut up.
Me questioning continuity.
Well, there have been plenty of cases where, like, the Sentinel Axis, this rebellion group that I mentioned earlier, will, like, find a storage unit and destroy some of them before they can be defeated.
Oh, okay. So, like,
so yeah.
The number.
Sometimes the storage units are found.
Hold on. Pause.
So those are destroyed. So they have to make new ones, but they still do the 30 batch rule.
But are we in that case? If like, okay, I need to. I am questioning your continuity to the absolute maximum here. So, if we say like 30 are made every time a year, okay.
Yes.
If we say 30 are made every time, right? And this is 356, and like some die. If we have 350, and then we make the new batch for 30, so now, oh wait, I'm being stupid.
Again,
I'm just yapping.
This program was started. This
Wait,
program
I'm
was
just
started
yapping. I'm
approximately
actually yapping.
700 years
Why am
ago
I
in
saying
the
there shouldn't be
continuity.
a zero at the end? Of course there should be a zero. It's made in batches of 30. Yeah, of course. Because this is 350,
Essentially, the
356.
program was started
I'm
approximately
yapping.
700 years ago
Never
at the
mind
present
me. Never
moment of
mind me. I'm
yours
actually
starting.
yapping. I'm actually yapping. I'm
So
being
there's
stupid.
plenty of time in
No.
between when the program
You know,
starts and now for
I'm
some to
being
be found
completely an
before they
idiot.
were
I
dead.
am just yapping. I'm being completely an idiot. I was like, how's this digit not just a zero? It's because it's because he's the 56. I'm yapping. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Okay. These guys are one of my favorites.
Uh-huh. Are these guys evil or good?
So, they're from Ark, so not good.
Alright. Okay.
Essentially, these bad boys. You ever watch Pacific Rim?
Yes.
Picture that.
Ah,
These guys are
got it.
giant building-sized mech suits that are dispatched when there's like a large number of insubordination happening.
Yeah, did you know
Whether it
the assistant voice in Pacific Rim is GLaDOS?
was GLaDOS.
Yeah, they specifically did actually make that joke.
Yeah, because Guillermo del Toro thought it would be funny. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
so yeah, the Titans. I like these guys. The
He
little
likes them.
disc-shaped head thing is
Mhm.
like my favorite bit of it. Essentially, they can power up all of the. Essentially, they can do an attack where like all of the lights, like all the like light bits on that disc power up and like move towards the front of the disc,
Oh.
shooting a high power plasma beam from its face.
Oh, the way that's fire.
Yeah.
Wait, and I'm guessing it could also do like some low power attack where it fires off a bunch of mini plasma beams all around it.
No, well, yeah, it can do that if it has to.
Yeah, if
Though
there's
newer
like
models of Titans have a new attack where these big like support beams shoot from its ankles, locking it in place so that it can just shoot a single continuous beam out of its face.
oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
What about overheating?
Yeah, whether it's a kaiju creature or just a large group of rebellious like factions, they'll send in a Titan to take care of it.
Okay, so like that continuous beam, what if it overheats though? Have we solved the heating issue?
It's less of a heating issue and more of what if the Titan falls over? Yeah.
What about power? Do these guys just have like an infinite power source inside of them?
They're only ever like dispatched for like 20-minute missions at most because they're just that good at their job. And they're
Okay.
always then put into like a hangar where they're constantly like charged and like,
Yeah, but I'm saying like that continuous beam. How continuous are we talking here? Like if you use it up, is it gonna like
10
take
seconds
down?
max.
That's okay. That's
Like
pretty
10
long.
seconds and then it starts the system to cool down so it can shoot it again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about, like an overheating issue.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
they solved it by just giving it like a 10-second use only.
Yeah, and this is T1 tons of Titan.
Yeah.
Got it. What is the T? Is this like an acronym for something?
No, the creator was someone named Vincent Tan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you just made that up on the spot.
Believe it or not, I did not.
Okay. Alright, so next slide.
Next slide. Yeah.
Okay. So, by the way, the Twitch stream has not caught up to that slide yet. It just did.
Yeah.
It literally just caught up.
Well, they finally know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
Cool. Alright.
so these guys are like the big bulky robots for Ark. They're sent in alongside other miscellaneous soldiers. Most Ark squads consist of 5 soldiers, which I sent you an image of just a bit ago. because I forgot to earlier, and 1 paladin.
Yeah.
So these guys, they're not like a mech suit controlled by a human or anything. They are completely autonomous machines.
Yeah. Machine
Essentially,
AI.
their main weapon is that little cannon thing on their left arm, which is just a stationary 50 caliber turret.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah.
Why can't we have
They
these
also
guys
have
in Helldivers? Like, I know we
real.
got the mech suits, but why can't we have the
They also
big
have
old giant?
retractable light missile launchers built into their shoulders in
Oh,
case
that's
they
fire.
need to take down a bigger
Okay,
target.
me, a freaking anime weeb, I'm looking at this, and I'm just like, yo, this is just straight up Gundam. This robot here is straight up a Gundam. This
They are
robot,
canonically 7
straight
feet
up a
tall
Gundam.
and weigh. They're canonically okay. The Titans. There are 2 models of Titan in the story. There's these guys, which are like city level.
Yeah.
Like they're the size of your average Gundam. But then the T2s, I call them, because then just saying Titan doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
They're 4 times as big, and they're the ones who have the continuous laser attack.
So now we got freaking Evangelion going on.
Yeah, basically.
God, it's
Again, I made these things 10 years ago. I didn't have knowledge of any of this. Fight me.
cool.
But yeah, it's like the paladins, however, are canonically all 7 feet tall and weigh 1 ton.
So we got
they're
a
big
car
boys.
and legs. We got a war machine on the legs.
Basically, yeah.
Sick. Are these guys just powered by a battery, or do they have some like power generator inside of them?
Same case as a Titan. It has a 1 week power source built into it that is recharged every time it's deactivated after a mission.
Got it. You know, it'd be mad funny if like in Titan 3, the third iteration, it's so powerful that you have to do literally the Evangelion thing and make it be off of a cable. Like, have you seen Evangelion?
Oh.
Okay, so basically, it's big giant mechs, right? And big giant mechs, not like these Titans, but like Gundams, but way more articulated to be like humans. And it's big giant mechs, like probably bigger than Gundams. They, because of how powerful they are literally ran off of a cable, really like, I think like 100-kilometer long cable that connects back to the main base. And they have a 5-minute emergency power if that cable ever gets severed. So that's what I mean. Like in the third iteration, they're so powerful they have to have a giant cable running back to the base to keep them power.
That would be cool. Probably won't do it because I try to make my stuff as like original as possible. But that is a pretty cool thing.
Fair enough. Okay. So next slide.
Yeah, that's about as much. Yeah, next slide. This is just another one that I made for 356. Essentially, one of the biggest tells that I came up with off the bat to make him like visually different from the other Revenite, just off the bat, is he is left-handed. So there's that.
Oh. Okay.
A nice visualizer to his being a defect.
This is using both hands, though.
Yeah. Well, if you go back to the other one, you can tell better.
Which one?
I simply forgot to mention it till now.
Guess, yeah. He's left-handed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. 356. Let's go.
But yeah, it's like very shortly after he takes out his squad and helps that person escape, he seeks out the Sentinel Axis to join up with them, fight Ark, that kind of stuff.
Nice. Okay. So like, who's the good guys and bad guys in this story? Ark, or Is Ark the good guys or the bad guys?
Most certainly the bad guys.
Okay, so they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
And like this stuff is from Ark, right? This stuff.
Yeah.
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 So these are the bad guys. You're telling me the bad guys, they got the biggest, baddest robots to ever exist.
The Sentinel
And-
Axis, essentially the Sentinel Axis, they're not like the Rebel Alliance or anything. They don't have other planets under their control. They don't have like a budget. They work off of the scraps they receive from battles. Essentially,
Okay.
all that the Sentinel Axis has is recycled Ark equipment. So it's like, if anything, it's
Yeah,
good that they have the
exactly.
big bad guys.
Okay.
Essentially, the entire
see.
first arc of the story is them trying to take over, is the Sentinels trying to take over the planet that 356 was stationed on at the beginning, called Aeon Prime.
Got it. I swear, we just
The
need
entire
a full
first
on.
arc of the story is
We need a
taking
full on
control of this planet.
storyboard. I need to see a storyboard of just the
I'll probably make a
coherent
storyboard at some point.
coherent story of like a chapter in a book, just like
I'll
not
probably
not a
do
regular
that at
like
some point.
novel. Wait,
Yeah.
it would actually be so fire if this was like a light novel.
It would be. The only
'Cause
issue
then
is
you
I
could
have
just
immense
write
writer's
out the
block the second I
story.
put anything in words. But it's like, yeah, like I'm definitely gonna give that a shot at some point. I just
Yeah,
want to
wait,
focus
that's
on
so
drawing
fire.
the character designs at this point because I like doing that.
Mm-hmm. Because like light novels, they do have some graphics sometimes to like show
Yeah.
off some of the characters. It's like, yeah, totally. That would be
Yeah,
fire.
exactly.
All right. Should I show off the 2 extra images you showed me before? You sent me before.
Yeah, before
we
that,
show-
we should show the 2 extra images.
Okay, so the 2 extra images. Let me load them up. Open link. Open link. Okay.
Okay, so this fella I
Uh-huh.
call the after spawn. Essentially, these guys are the way that the Iron Maidens reproduce. So every 5 people that an Iron Maiden eats, 4 of them are digested and used for food, but 1 of them they cough up, starting a mutation process into these guys and eventually into an Iron Maiden.
Uh-huh.
So you can see like how their hands are morphing into other legs, and it'll eventually just get down on all 6,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll start a growth process into the 9 feet tall maidens.
Okay, so like hold on.
I really like the Iron Maidens. I make a lot of stuff about them.
Hold on. So we have the Iron Maiden bugs. We got
Yeah.
the Ark. And we got
Yeah.
the Rebels. I forgot their name.
Sentinel Axis. Just call them the Sentinels.
Sentinel Axis. Okay, so Sentinels. The Sentinels are the good guys. They're trying to make the uprising.
Yeah.
Ark is the bad guys.
Yeah.
The Iron Maidens, the bugs, are they just like common bad guys? No one likes them.
Essentially, they come from a far-off planet on like the edge of the universe, and they literally ride asteroids to other planets. They're an invasive species, basically.
So they are just a common like thing everyone doesn't like.
They're very uncommon.
No,
solely
common
because-
common as in like a common cause of both sides want to take out them.
Actually, no.
Oh, okay, so it goes deeper.
Essentially, so the Iron Maidens, they're not even like known in the universe, solely because every planet they land on, they wipe out,
Uh-huh.
either eating or converting the entire population.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the main characters that is in the Sentinel Axis, they have a backstory involving their home planet being invaded by Iron Maidens, and their family was killed by them.
Oh, fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It gives this guy a whole thing of like, he is deathly afraid of maidens to the point where if he hears one like snarl, he will become paralyzed.
Uh-huh.
I haven't really fleshed him out too much yet. I haven't even made a drawing yet, so I'll leave that for
Yeah.
another day.
But like the
But yeah,
Sentinels
so-
and Ark, do they both not like the bugs?
Essentially, the way that Ark and the Sentinels first learn about the Maidens is like a little into the second arc of the story. A small group of Sentinels go out to investigate a previously Ark-controlled planet that just became abandoned out of nowhere.
Uh-huh.
So they go to like the capital city of it and investigate like the capital building that Ark was stationed at, and they just find nothing. Not even like
Yeah.
a hint of battle or anything. It's just abandoned.
Uh-huh.
Until eventually, the small 5-person squad that went into the building is picked off one by one. You could probably guess by what.
Yeah. Okay.
Eventually, the last guy just runs out and warns the others to just get off planet immediately before being dragged back into the darkness.
Fire.
And everyone takes that as a hint to get the hell out of there. But
Yep.
my favorite part about this little sub story is while they're exiting orbit, their sensors pick up a giant storm cloud-esque thing approaching them fast from the horizon. But
Mm-hmm.
upon closer examination, this is not a storm cloud. This is a horde
Dear
of
God.
Iron Maidens.
Dear God. Imagine playing Helldivers and you see that.
Literal millions of them flying directly at them.
Oh my God.
If you're wondering, they don't make it out of there.
It would be imagine playing Helldivers and you just get like what do you do in that situation?
Just so many terminids flying at you. It forms a cloud.
We're blowing up the planet with this one. It's cooked. The planet is gone.
Another
We need to
Meridian
blow
would
it
be
up.
needed for that.
We need to literally just blow up the planet. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, Ark. I'm trying to like craft a story in my head. I need like a freaking Star Wars title crawl to explain the lore. So, let me get this straight. Actually, let me finish all the slides first before I try to craft a story in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go to this slide.
So these are these like generic soldiers that I keep mentioning. I call them the slates.
Uh huh.
They're
These are
not
on
like
Ark's team.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
just generic enlisted civilians that just want to fight for their almighty overlords. Yeah.
Okay, so this is just regular soldier.
Yeah, these are just the foot soldiers
This like
for Ark.
this like what are the other soldiers called in Helldivers? Not the Helldivers, the other one.
Sif.
Seif. Yeah, so these are like Seif.
Again, I did not base the story off of Helldivers.
I know, but this is very Helldivers like.
I concocted it before Helldivers 1 came out. God damn it.
I know. Okay. So these are just regular soldiers. That's all there is to this.
Yeah, these are the average foot soldiers.
Got it. All right. So now let's go to the stuff.
Now onto the images that needed censoring.
So this
is another. Yeah, so this is another thing I made of a maiden. Just taking. This is them taking out those sentinels on that planet that I just mentioned.
Yeah. So this is the sentinel. This is the maiden attacking him with. Bro's just got a rifle. What does little bro think he's doing with that rifle? Gosh dang. He believes. He really does believe.
He believes.
Trust. He's got this, chat.
I'm really excited for this next slide, though.
Yeah.
So this is our main antagonist, 357.
Yep.
As you can guess, this was the next Revanite that was dispatched.
Yeah.
This time, both with the original objective of taking out the Sentinels, but with the sub-objective of taking out 356.
Uh-huh.
Essentially, the way he is introduced into the story. So obviously, the Sentinel Axis does not trust 356 when he comes knocking at their door, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
So they send him on. So they strap approximately 4 bombs to his neck.
Oh.
And then they send him with 3 other Sentinels on a little mission to take out a Titan factory on Aeon Prime.
Ah.
So it goes off without a hitch. There's these 3-person people that are named, and then 4 other dudes that came with them for backup. So like 3 specialized people that are better than average, and then 4 other just sentinels. So they get back to their ship to leave because they set the charges and set the timers and everything. But they notice that 3 of the 4 dudes are just not, 4 like other dudes are just not there. So 356 decides that he is going back for them.
Mm-hmm.
He eventually finds a hallway where the lights barely work, and I'm gonna have to step around a lot of things here. He finds some very brutally taken out sentinels.
Yeah.
One's head is in half, the other one's body's in half, the
Yeah,
other one's body's in half vertically.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, so on the far end of this dimly lit hallway, 6 almost immediately notices a figure standing in the darkness, who eventually turns around enough for 6 to notice he also has a superheated katana.
Mm-hmm.
And he eventually turns all the way back around to show 357 another Revanite.
Fire.
Obviously, it comes to a bit of a shock for 356. You know?
Yeah. I think it would be quite the shocker. Shark.
Anyway, but so thus starts a fight scene. Essentially, one of my favorite things that I concoct in my head is that when 6 and 7 specifically fight with their swords, sparks go flying with every impact, you know, because they're both using the superheated bit of it.
That's some like Metal
Literally.
Gear Rising stuff.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, essentially the fight takes them outside. The place explodes, but before it explodes, the rest of the Sentinels quickly scoop 6 out before anything bad can happen, and they very quickly believe him now because they've never even heard of 2 Revanite being deployed at once, much less fighting each other.
Exactly.
So the 3 special Sentinels that win this mission are Riley, Perry, and Myers. These guys eventually start up a squad with 356 called Iron Veil.
Yeah.
These are the main dudes. Myers is the one whose family was killed by Iron Maidens. Essentially, Riley, her whole thing is she has a completely robotic left arm, which essentially makes her ambidextrous, because it has as much fortitude as her right arm, so she can akimbo basically anything. Perry isn't as adept in combat as everyone else, but he is really smart. So he builds a lot of
smart one
knickknacks
of this.
Yeah, he builds a lot of knickknacks and doodads to help Iron Veil in their inquiries.
The very typical squad we got going on.
And Myers is a marksman and pilot.
Yeah.
He's also left-handed.
Also left-handed? Are you left-handed? Question mark?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I'm sick of there being no representation of my people in media.
Bro needs some left-handed people. He's fixing a chat. Let's go.
Anyway, so yeah. So Iron Veil is a thing now. But yeah, essentially that's how good old 7 is introduced. He is the main antagonist from here on out.
Okay.
So yeah, there is.
Is that it from all these slides?
That should be it from all the slides, yeah.
Alright. So because
again, I could talk for like an extra hour and a half, but that's like
probably
that would be talking about the 3rd arc of the story, thus the ending of it, and it's like I don't want to spoil everything.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Let me make sure I'm understanding the story, because this sounds fire. I need you to make this into a freaking light novel, because I would read this stuff. This sounds absolutely
I'll give
fire.
it a shot. I'll give it a
So
shot.
basically, we have Ark. They're like what, the rulers of Earth, the planet, not probably not Earth, but like whatever home planet it is.
The universe.
They're the rulers of the
Right.
universe. They
Universal conquering.
Yeah, the universal conquering. They're the empire, and they find the crystal thingy that gives them power.
Again, the
So
crystal
then-
isn't really relevant until the last half of the story, so I'm being very like cryptic about it.
Okay, so fair enough. So they make big old giant robots to take out. They also find the Iron Maidens and the bugs and stuff. So they make big old.
Essentially, you know, there have been 355 other Revanite before 6. You know.
Yeah.
Essentially, a small thing I can add about the third arc is essentially Revanite number 22 was actually the first cataloged the first like actual member of Ark that found and discovered the Iron Maidens, but he
Okay.
was digested because essentially the Maiden's outer skeleton is so powerful, the superheated swords bounce right off.
Okay.
Yeah, he
well,
couldn't really do anything about it.
OBS, please. It's giving me an error code saying encoding overloaded. What do you mean?
It just caught up to
Oh, it's because
7's drawing.
Oh, it's because I'm streaming on Discord. It's probably why.
Is that the whole reason why everything?
That would be so funny if that literally just instantly fixes the video.
I mean, it's still frozen on single frame. We'll see, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah,
essentially.
Okay.
Essentially, Revanite 22 was unfortunate enough to be the 5th kill of that maiden that day. So he was vomited up and ended up becoming a much stronger hive mind leader of the maidens.
Yeah.
So eventually, like all the way in the third arc of the story, many hundreds of years later, Ark actually finds 22 as a maiden, and because of the whole like neurological programming of a Revanite, it immediately just follows their orders off of instinct. You know.
Okay.
It still has the Iron Maiden instinctual urge to just feed, but its neurological programming of a Revanite comes first.
Okay.
So essentially, after they find 22, they essentially just control the entire species of Iron Maidens.
Okay, so we've gone full circle. We've gone from these guys just making big giant robots and controlling the world to them taking care somewhat of the maidens, trying to make sure they don't kill everything. And now they're controlling.
They turn them into a weapon.
Yeah, then they turn them into a weapon. Okay, and then we have
basically Ark's whole thing is that they adapt. They learn from their enemies.
Okay, and then
they don't see themselves as like higher up than the Sentinels. They straight learn from the Sentinels.
Okay. And then we have the Sentinels that are trying to overthrow Ark.
It originally just started as them trying to free their home planet Aeon Prime, but when they captured Aeon Prime successfully, they just gained access to a planet's worth of Ark equipment, including ships, thus starting a multi-planetary endeavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're trying to liberate people from the control of Ark. Is the basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I understand the story now. Got it. This is fire. This needs to be made into a light novel. Because I would totally just like sit here and read that for like hours. Because that's fire story.
Thanks.
Uh-huh. Alright, cool. Well, thank you for sharing your story, because that is actually like so fire. Also,
thank you.
Funny left hand.
Exactly. Funnily enough,
okay.
I'm pretty sure Dell knows that I'm left-handed. I think he learned it from my Minecraft skin having the left-handed thing ticked on.
Oh, yeah, I never knew. You probably mentioned it once, and I probably just forgot. But yeah.
Understandably so.
Okay. Shall we move on from that? Because that was fire.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That was like
We'll
half an
move
hour.
on with hating on Apple.
Yay.
So you actually question before we move on, sir. How much of a professional Apple hater are you? Do you like use Apple products or do you absolutely hate them?
I've not touched an Apple product in my life for good reason.
Perfect. All right. So minor topic one: MacBook now with same performance as your iPhone. Apple has rumored to release a new MacBook that's cheaper than anything seen before, but with a catch. They're rumored to use a A18 Pro CPU instead of your regular M series CPUs. Now, if you know anything about Apple, you would know that A series CPU chips are iPhone processors, not full Mac processors. In fact, this is the same CPU you would find in an iPhone 16 Pro. Because this topic is too small and other Apple rumors, they're rumored to release an M5 version of the Vision Pro later this year. Apple Air/AR glasses next year, and the Vision Pro in the year after. So yay, more overpriced Apple augmented reality. Real quick, I'm gonna check the stream, see if the audio even works.
Mm.
Is the stream that delayed? What the heck? What? How delayed is the stream? What the heck?
I mean, it's
Broski.
still showing 357, so it's been here for a while.
I mean, on the Twitch stream, it's showing Revenite.
Up, it just switched to Revenite on YouTube.
Okay. It will be fine in the. Hopefully,
Okay,
it will be
the
fine in
audio
the
is
recording.
the audio is like a whole. The audio is like a whole 3 minutes delayed. Ooh.
Fire. Okay.
It looks normal for them, so we won't spoil their fun anymore.
Okay.
Let's just keep talking.
Yeah.
They'll catch up.
Yeah. So, MacBook with Apple with iPhone processor, because that'll definitely end well. The only saving grace for this is the fact that Apple uses ARM CPU. So in a CPU, you have two architectures. You have x86 and ARM. Your regular desktop CPUs, like the one in my computer and your computer, like Intel and AMD, they're based on x86. So like 32-bit and 64-bit. On an Apple processors like the M series and stuff, or even like your phone's processor or the Snapdragon Windows laptops, those are based on the ARM architecture. So the only saving grace for this rumored MacBook is that the A18 Pro CPU is an ARM CPU, and so is regular M series CPUs. They're based on ARM. So it shouldn't be too bad compared to putting like a regular Snapdragon into a Windows laptop, but it's still going to be pretty bad. Also, we don't even know how much more or less it's going to cost. So like it's probably still going to be super expensive compared to just buying a friggin' Windows laptop. So yeah, Apple loves making stuff that they know only people without brains will buy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah, also Vision Pro stuff. Who the frick uses a Vision Pro? Like,
Sadly.
How many sales does this thing have? Let's just check, chat.
Too little.
Vision Pro sales. Less than 500,000 units.
Weren't they estimating to get like 30 million units in their first day?
No idea.
I knew
Okay.
their expectations were in the millions.
As of Q3 of 2024, Apple has sold a total of 370,000 Vision Pros. How can I put this in perspective? iPhone 16 sales. How many iPhone 16 sales are there? Oh my god. Okay. Compared to the iPhone 16, I'm not even gonna look for a proper source. I'm just gonna look at the AI overview. The iPhone 16 has sold 37 to 40 million units. So, compared to the Vision Pro's 370,000, who the frick is buying Vision Pros? Literally. To be fair, I think the AR glasses will be pretty cool to see because like not too many companies are making big good AR glasses yet. Because like we have the Meta Ray-Bans, but those aren't really that good. So hopefully Apple can cook with those. It will definitely be super expensive compared to other AR glasses, and there will probably be some AR glasses coming out. More AR glasses coming out by that time, but yeah, that will be probably cool to see. Also, Vision Pro 2, no one's gonna buy it. Literally, unless they can properly market it to professionals, which is what it is. It's marketed to, I don't want to say just professionals because like there is many different professionals. Also, the stream is so back. We are so back, chat.
Let's go.
It is actually
Let's
working.
go. We returned.
Okay.
Got up.
When I say professionals for Vision Pro, I mean like, what do I even mean? People who work in like the 3D modeling space for, if you have a car, you're working on supercars, right? And you're designing stuff. If you are a designer, an engineer, a Vision Pro is fire for you because you can see your schematics in a real world scale. So you can literally see your schematic just in the world and you can like interact with it using your hands. So that is what the Vision Pro needs to market itself as, which is what they did somewhat do in the recent Apple WWDC. They did throw in a quick Vision Pro ad into there, and that is how they marketed it. So if they can market it solely on freaking engineers and stuff, sure, the Vision Pro 2 might be able to sell, but I don't think it'll still sell that good. It might sell. Okay, my prediction is that the Vision Pro 2. Oh yes, Vision 2 Pro. So the Vision Pro 2, it'll probably sell about 1 million units in 2 years. 2 years is going to only sell 1 million units. That is my prediction. Okay. Let's move on to another topic. I didn't even write topic 6. Minor topic 6 is just not a thing. I'm deleting it from this. Okay. Let's go to another one. Do you want some goofy Do you want to hear goofy robot stuff?
Sure, yeah.
Alright. First they went hand to hand, now we got robots playing soccer. A few months ago, why is soccer misspelled? A few months ago, a Chinese company made humanoid robots and had them fight each other in robot boxing. Well, now they've done it again and made the first soccer game played by humanoid robots. I say humanoid robots, it's not even that humanoid. It's just like little fellas, bipedal robots. Um, it was a free v free match, and it was something. Because the issue is one, these guys do not show any emotions, and two, they are super slow, literally slower than if I were to just roll around on my chair on that same field. Anyways, yeah, humanoid robots are here and they're playing sports. I'm gonna open up the video of that shows them playing. Full screen the stuff, show it. So this is the robots.
Hmm.
They're not really that good. They're just walking around and falling over.
I can't see anything because the stream is still like 2 minutes delayed. You're still talking about the Vision Pro on it.
Oh, that's cool. That's real nice. Let me share my screen. Here you go. Humanoid robots. Look at them go. Look at them go, chat. It's not even that humanoid. It's just bipedal robots. They like
sure
barely.
Are something.
They sure are something. Yeah.
And there goes one. They'll wipe each other out eventually. I'm not worried.
It is just very wacky stuff I wanted to throw in here to talk about. Yeah. Oh yeah. So these guys, they did boxing like a couple weeks back as well. That also you would think that didn't go too well. First off, I believe these guys aren't even AI controlled. I believe they're controlled via a controller. So it's just two teams with controllers just making them go around. So that's probably why they're so slow, is because of the controller having to actually control them. So yeah. Very goofy robots. Very goofy.
Very goofy.
Okay. Do you want to do your minor topic 4? No clue. I'll figure it out as I go. Do you have anything to talk about here?
I got the Doom Dark Ages Xbox controller recently.
Oh, custom controller.
So yeah, like I said, like I said at the beginning, like I grew up with I'm a PlayStation family, but the creator is my witness. I'm never going back from Xbox controller layouts.
Yeah, mostly because PC uses Xbox controller layouts. Well, most games, like I have to.
It's like not even that. It's just like the joysticks are in a nice place and the D-pad is functional.
I don't. Okay, me as a PlayStation guy, where the only controllers I have ever touched is Nintendo controllers, PlayStation controllers, and a Steam Deck. I don't understand having the D-pad right next on the bottom instead of the top. Like, am I crazy?
See,
like
the thing with me, I instinctually, for some reason, I instinctually rest my left hand higher up on a controller than I do with my right hand. So my thumb so for Xbox controllers, whenever I do my normal like holding onto a controller, my thumb is already rested on the joystick and I'm good to go. But anytime I grab onto a PlayStation controller, I have to like scooch it down a little bit because I instinctually grab higher up because that's just more comfortable.
Okay.
It's more comfortable for my palms to rest on the entirety of the controller instead of like half off because my hands are huge for some reason.
That's fair enough. Um. Oh, did you see? Actually, somebody made a custom Steam Deck controller. So
Oh, sweet.
they took a third-party shell for Steam Deck, cut off the controller part of it, and then they just got off-the-shelf Steam Deck button replacements, like replacement for the buttons, Hall effect joysticks, and made a custom touchpad, and they just made themselves their own Steam Deck controller. So it's the same as a Steam Deck, um, but it's in like the form factor of, well, it's the same form factor as a Steam Deck, just without the screen in between it. It looks freaking awesome, and that's like one of the only controllers with like a touchpad on it. Technically, the PlayStation, the PS5 controller, which I have free of, I have one in my room right now. The touchpad, that technically has somewhat of a touchpad on it, but it's only a free part touchpad, meaning like it only has free places it accepts touches from. Well, three different inputs on the touchpad, not just an actual touchpad. So that's why, like in Spider-Man Miles Morales, you would swipe on the touchpad to access menus, because the swiping is just two inputs, so from the middle to the right. So that's how they get away with swiping, because it just sees middle down, middle right down. It is I want to see more controllers with like a Steam Deck touchpad, because that is freaking awesome. Especially
Yeah.
if you're gonna be using it with a with like one of those handheld consoles already. Like let's say you have a ROG Ally and you dock it to a TV. It'll be so nice just like whipping out your Steam Deck controller, and now you have a mouse. You just have a mouse because it has a touchpad on it, a trackpad. So yeah, it looks
Yeah.
freaking awesome. Um, do you own a Steam Deck? Have you ever touched a Steam Deck?
Eh,
Do you own a Steam Deck or have ever touched a Steam Deck?
no.
No. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I
And
I have a
never heard of
friend
them.
who does, and I've held it once, and it feels awesome. It's just the
Yeah.
ergonomics are awesome. Oh, did you actually
It
see
just looks like a better Switch.
it? It really is. Did you see Xbox has partnered with Asus to make their own handheld?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
it's so funny. The controller part of it is literally just an Xbox controller ergonomics, because they just took the handles for an Xbox controller and slapped it onto it, because now, even though it's 100 grams heavier than a regular ROG Ally, it actually feels lighter because the ergonomics are actually a thing there instead of the Ally's non-ergonomic design. So yeah, that's gonna be fire. I did cover that whole handheld in a different episode. All right, let us go to the next topic. Oh, this is actually the wait, no, it's a headline topic. Headline topic for you. Time to hate on the video. Can the video headline topic free? Can the video really make something worse than the RTX 5060? Yes, they can. The video has released slash not released the new and amazing RTX 5050. Yes, you heard me right. The 5050. We haven't had a 50 series card since the RTX 3050. And if you knew anything of that card, you know this 5050 is going to be complete garbage. And from the specs alone, we can already conclude that. This card is only $50 less than the 5060, but compared to everything else of the 5060, it has over 1,000 less CUDA cores, 3.8 thousand to 2.5 thousand, almost half the tensor cores, 10 less ray tracing cores, 30 to 20, only 40-watt lower TDP, and a little bit higher base clock, but only the same amount of VRAM, and they made a GDDR6 this time instead of GDDR7. Also, the $50 price decrease, it's now the same MSRP as a B580. Also, you'd notice I didn't say any like performance stats. That's because of the time of writing this, July 4th. There are no reviews for this thing yet, and it's been in limbo for over a week now. My take: NVIDIA's cooked on God for real. How do you release / not release? This has been, I believe it's finally out of limbo as of recording this, but I haven't looked into anything of it. But literally, there are sites saying the 50/50 is up for pre-order. We have 50/50s on shelves, and we don't have 50/50s yet. This is the worst out of all the bad releases of the 50 series so far. This is literally the worst one.
Have you ever considered just nobody's getting them because they're part of the 50 series?
Yeah, nobody is going to buy a 50/50 because we all know it's going to suck. And also, it's the same MSRP as the Intel B580, which is also this card is $250, which is the same price as an Intel B580, which is going to perform like 30% better, and it has 4 extra gigs of VRAM, and I believe it's GDDR6X instead of just regular 6. So yeah, this is the worst card I think NVIDIA has ever launched. Like literally, this is ungodly bad. And then you know what they're gonna do in like a year time? They're gonna release the 50/50 again, but make the 6GB variant where it's only 6GB of VRAM, and it's gonna have like a 500 less CUDA cores, so it's gonna only be 2,000 CUDA cores. It's gonna be like $20 less, and everyone's gonna be confused and buy the 6GB variant instead of the full 8GB variant and be completely ripped off. I don't understand how NVIDIA does anything, because to my mind, literally my mind, I'm like, broski, this doesn't make this doesn't make sense. How do you release a card this bad? Okay. Yeah. I very much just don't like the 50 series so far. The 50/70, I'd have to say, the only card that looks somewhat okay is the 50/70 at MSRP. If it's at the sale price of $550, it is not a bad card. It is actually a pretty okay card for the 50/70. The issue is that this is like the 4th time I've brought this up on this podcast. It's freaking crazy that we're halfway through the year. I started this podcast the beginning of the year. We're halfway through it, and I'm still talking about this since like the first episode. This is the issue with all GPUs right now, is that none of them can keep the MSRP, the market, whatever the thing stands for. Basically, the price it was announced to be at. So this 50/50 is gonna be $250. No, it ain't. It's gonna sell on shelves for $300 or $350. It is not gonna keep its MSRP. But this applies to Intel and AMD as well. So like Intel, they're doing the best of this. Intel is doing a phenomenal job as trying to keep MSRP at MSRP. But you still have like Intel B580s that are going for like 300 to 320 when the MSRP is 250. So it's pretty annoying. And that's like the issue with GPUs right now. I'm always yapping about this because it's still not fixed. I'm gonna do my favorite game. We're gonna go to newegg.com and we're gonna go look up GPUs.
Yay.
RTX 5070. Remember, MSRP is $550. The first one that came up is $839. 609. 1000. That's a TI. Okay, fair enough. The first one was also a TI, but non-TI is $610. This is a whole $60 over the MSRP of this card. This is a non-TI, $740. This one as well, $640. This is going for literally $100 over the MSRP. That's why I said at MSRP, this card is awesome. But this is going for $60 to over $100 over the MSRP. I wonder if the B580 has gone any better. B580. Nope, B580 has not gotten better. These are $300 for a $250 card. Cool. So yeah, GPUs are pretty cooked right now still. It's been literally over half a year since I've started this podcast. And what is the first episode? What is it, the first episode I did this, or was it the second episode? I think it was the second, actually. Let's go YouTube. Second episode. Oh, 3 months ago. Okay, so it's only been 3 months since I made that second episode calling out GPUs. It's still not fixed. 2 months ago, episode 5, I made a video also calling out GPUs. Still not fixed. The last episode, I think I talked about it a bit. Still not fixed. This episode, I am literally talking about it. I'm just very upset with GPUs. It's very annoying. And now we have NVIDIA like, yes, instead of making GPUs better, what if we make a worse GPU? Because that'll fix the market for real. Alright, time to yap about something else. This isn't really that important, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
Edge Runners Season 2 got announced. That's
Which one?
Cyberpunk Edge Runners Season 2 just got announced. It's pretty cool.
Oh, fire. I still need to watch it. I haven't watched it. I still need to. Okay. Minor topic 5. This is not that important of a topic, but I wanted to throw it in here. The BSOD, blue screen of death, is no longer blue. Microsoft has updated the blue screen of death to not longer, no longer be blue, but now black. So it's still BSOD, just the B stands for black now. This is still a preview, but the new BSOD screen will actually display relevant info this time, such as what program caused the crash, if it was even a program or a hardware crash, and a relevant error code you can look up somewhere and actually get results of what the error code means. So yeah, we now have black screen of death. So womp womp, blue screen of death. You know why I think Microsoft is making this change?
What?
It's a PR problem. It's such a PR problem that the blue screen of death is related to Windows.
Sir, what are you talking about?
Well, basically, Microsoft.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm just angry that they think that.
Yeah, that's probably the reason for this, and it is very annoying because if we want the freaking blue screen of death, it's still going to be a BSOD. Just the B won't stand for blue anymore. So yeah, random odd topic. You know, when was the last time I got a blue screen of death? I think it was probably 2 months ago. Probably.
I got one. I got one a month ago when I was playing modded Minecraft.
Fire. Oh
The
yeah, my
the night
PC.
glitch was a little too much for it to handle.
This Thursday actually, my PC did lock up a couple times while playing BeamNG, because it really did not like the Vulkan engine on it, so I had to switch back to DirectX. So yeah, it locked up a bunch. So like full on PC was unresponsive. I had to actually press the power button to get it to turn back on.
Hmm.
So that was fun. Like it didn't crash the PC. It I don't know. Like technically, it's not a software crash. I guess it was just like a hardware crash. It just straight up properly just locked up. Didn't want to do anything. So that was
Hmm.
fun. Okay.
Yeah,
Shall we go to? Are you done with your drawing? Do you want to do your thing?
I made 3.
You made free. This man. Actually, before we do that, I want to do a funny here. So, you know how you said you were like a visual guy? You like think visually and have
Yeah,
stuff in your head.
yeah.
Um, here. So, for whatever reason, that I just drew this up in MS Paint real quick. This image
Mm.
always appears in my head. It's like a bridge with like wildlife around it and a big old tower that has some shapes on it. I don't know why. This has just always been in my head forever. Discord is dying on me. Not Discord. OBS is dying on me if I show this on screen. But here, I will just screenshot this and send it into the chat.
That
So
is
for whatever
wacky.
reason, just this thing of just a bridge with a tower behind it with random geometrical shapes on it, like stuff protruding out of the tower, stuff going in and all that, like random stuff, and then trees on the side. It's all that it appears in my head all the time, and I can like visually see it just whenever I'm like pull up the tower image, and I can just see it in my head. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know why it's there. I don't know when it started. It just like started sometime. I know it was recently in the past few years. So not like always been there, but still it's been there for a while now.
Wacky.
Yeah, wacky. Yeah. Okay, so anyways, you can show your drawings now.
Alright, I'll send them to you. So
Mhm.
yeah, I've been drawing this entire time. Ooh.
He's been drawing. Wait, I wonder if I
Yeah,
could just put the image in OBS itself. Oh, I could
these
probably
are
do
all.
that.
That probably would be a thing that you could do.
Uh-huh.
All 3 of these I will not explain because spoiler for the story.
Uh,
Ooh.
we are going to download this stuff and add it to OBS in a moment. Hopefully I add the right images because downloads is friggin' actually I can change the view type to large icons so I can see this stuff. Um okay, we got this thing, this thingy.
Mm.
We got I'm just put all of them on screen. We got this thingy, and then we got this thingy. There we go. So I just have them all on screen here. You're not gonna explain these. Just you just drew these while we were doing this.
They are imperative to the story, but they're from like the final bit of it, like the
Mm-hmm.
ending. So like, no, I'm not gonna explain anything.
Okay.
One
Cool.
thing I am going to explain is the first image and the third image are the same person.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this guy has a bit. He's been. What the frick did I do? This guy has a bit. He's been drawing this entire time. That's why I said I reminded him to start drawing at the start of this podcast. That's what he's been doing. So cool. Cool. Random drawings. That, I believe, is it, unless you have anything else you want to talk about.
Not really.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. I guess Apple is getting sued again from the EU because, like, frick Apple. Oh, actually, Brazil is trying to sue. You know how Nintendo updated their terms of service, so now they have rights to just brick your console?
Yeah.
Brazil is suing them over that, so they're trying to make them revert it because of Brazil. So they're trying to be the good guys. So I'll see how that plays out. Hopefully they can get Nintendo to actually change it back to how it was, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I get angry at the whole you don't actually own your games. Now you're telling me I don't actually own my console?
Yes. Oh, I wasn't planning on talking about that, but there's also the whole stop killing games thing that is trying to pass. Apparently, holy frick, my dog is barking. Hopefully that's getting cut out from the noise cancellation. Okay.
It's not.
Hopefully, it's in limbo right now because they got the petitions, but it can only be EU residents to actually make it into, for the lawmakers to actually like consider it and start making stuff for it. So
yeah,
it's
like
in
that
somewhat of
pirate
limbo.
software guy. That pirate software guy also did quite a bit to kill it off.
Yeah, he did you see Pirate Software actually got completely like called out? Like everyone hates him now.
Like I watched him a lot. Now you're telling me he's an egotistical asshole? Like,
Exactly.
man.
Like, bruh, I thought he was chill, and now you're telling me he's like not chill. He's like actually super bad, bruh.
And now like the more I look into it, turns out that like Undertale fan game thing that he always is coding on stream, like the demo that's like half of chapter 1 is $15 on Steam with no sign of chapter 1 ever being finished.
Heartbound. Yeah.
Yeah, Hardbound.
Gosh dang.
Yeah, that'll take. Like, I looked
Also,
up to that man.
you know how he always said like he worked for Blizzard? Turns out he was just on quality control. Like he wasn't actually a dev. He was just straight up a quality control person. He never did anything in game development. He like said, "Oh, I worked at Blizzard." He no, you didn't. You were a quality control person. It's
Everything
crazy.
was a lie.
Everything was a lie. Like, gosh dang. All right. Yeah. I guess it's
Now you're gonna tell me his ferret rescue service was fake the entire time.
Oh gosh. The ferrets, no. No, okay, that's the only thing I haven't looked in. I wasn't a big Pirate Software fan. I just saw like funny shorts guy that explains stuff using MS Paint. That's all I was like. That was like the biggest I was into him. It was just he's
Yeah, he
funny
just kind of
shorts guy.
spawned in and was pretty cool.
Exactly.
But now,
So I don't really know that much. All I know is that he worked at Blizzard. He was developing Heartbound, and he loves ferrets. Now I find out he only worked as quality control at Blizzard. He's a total, just really bad guy. And his game is also completely trash. So, yeah, Pirate Software, bruh. Man, Gosh dang, is there going to be any more cancel? Who did I predict? Nope. We're doing it. I'm going to predict someone. I'm going to predict somebody who's going to get canceled. Someone who I don't... I'm going to just look at my YouTube subscriptions. Yes, you.
Yeah, 'cause it tends to be the one we trust the most.
Uh-huh. Let's see. Let's see who's gonna get freaking canceled. There's not really that many creators I follow that. Corridor. That is it.
Corridor.
I
Really?
have nothing against them. I think they're amazing. But it would be absolutely insane. It would be the most randomest thing if somebody tried to call out Corridor.
Like, I feel like the closest thing that could come of that is that could. I feel like the most that could happen is like a member of Corridor maybe did something bad, but like I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's the only thing.
They've been around for too long in my eyes. Like, if something were to have been found, it would have been found.
I think it would probably, if something were to come out of Corridor, it would probably be something recent, and it would probably be from one member.
And it's like there's been too many people that have straight like worked with Corridor on multiple things to have them not notice something. Like Danny Gonzalez straight worked for them before his YouTube channel took off. They always joke about how Markiplier is their intern, so he's in like half their videos. Jacksepticeye's done plenty of stuff with them. There's been too many big names that have been very like frequently doing stuff with them for them not to notice anything.
Yeah, that's why I think it's gonna be like.
And it's like,
it would
I
be
trust
something
those
recent.
three with my life.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it would be something recent from just one person on the crew. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just yapping about like the most randomest person to get called out that you wouldn't think would get called out.
Yeah. Can we just talk about how Mr. Beast has gone down the deep end?
Oh, Mr. Beast! Oh my god, this man. I don't even think what is there to talk about.
A lot, especially recently.
Freaking Mr. Beast. I mean, to be fair, he reverted the AI subtitle thing.
To be fair, he did make the thing. It's like an actually really good service to like reach out to actual thumbnail designers. He did
reverted the
AI
on
that one and actually made it a really good thing, but still.
Yeah, he reverted the AI.
Like it took like the entirety of the internet calling him out for him to do that.
Wow, he uploaded today. World's fastest car versus cheetah. The car wins easy. We're taking the fastest car, freaking almost 300, over 300 miles per hour versus the freaking cheetah. The car wins, no shot. Gosh dang. This is so stupid. I mean, if it was on a racetrack, let's say it's a racetrack and it's an F1 car, the car still wins. Like, even if it's like slow turns, the car wins. Easy. Gosh dang it.
Like, I saw this exact thing on a Mythbusters episode 10 years ago.
Exactly.
This is not new, Beastie.
It is okay. Can I say I don't really like his like I stopped watching Mr. Beast a while back. I only watched like some of his videos that like catch my eye. I'm like, oh, that looks kind of interesting. I'll watch it. But I like mostly stopped watching him. I haven't even watched the freaking Beast games. Like, I've been meaning to watch it just to watch it. I haven't watched Beast games, and that came out almost half a year ago now.
Yeah.
His Mythbuster stuff, I really don't like it. I really just don't like the Mythbuster stuff because, like, he hypes it up so much, and then it's just regular ending of what you think would happen.
Yeah.
And the more annoying thing, Mark Rober is trying to do it as well. He's like betterer than Mr. Beast's myth busting stuff, because like he also teaches you some stuff along the way, but like Mark Rober is also kind of going down the hole too.
Yeah.
So yeah, very much annoying. Is there anything else to talk about, Chad?
And this alongside Honey is why I trust Sean and Mark with my life.
Bro, the honey thing was so insane.
Yeah.
Literally, Markiplier predicted it as well. It's crazy.
And he said in that video where he first like called it out, like he said like that he's already received like dozens of emails from them asking for if he could sponsor them, or
Exactly.
yeah, and he's refused because there's some in the back of his head. He just doesn't like how do they make money, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like he didn't like predict like how it would happen or anything like that. He just had that feeling in the back of his head that there's just something off.
Yeah. Here's a fun fact though. Apparently, you know Linus Tech Tips, right? LTT.
Yeah.
Apparently, LTT, they did actually find out about it and caught on. They just never publicly stated it, but
Yeah,
they did.
they just stopped accepting sponsorships from them instead.
No, they did actually catch on to the affiliate thing, and they did make one forum reply to somebody, one of the workers there on the LTT forums. They replied to somebody telling them about it, and that was the only public statement they made. That was like the only proof from somebody knowing about this was from one of the LTT employees making a random forum reply.
Yeah.
So they did actually figure out about Honey stealing the commissions. They just didn't publicly state it in a video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, did you know?
You hear that short? Yeah, you go first.
There's this, after Honey got called out, somebody actually made a extension called Syrup that actually is to do what Honey promised to do. And it's like actually properly open source and all that stuff.
Sweet. I feel like the worst part is that like a day after they got officially called out and everyone realized what Honey really is, the same company immediately decided to go into a different venture, and they just spammed YouTube with ad after ad after ad for their ad blocker, believe it or not. Remember that? Pi ad blocker?
No? What?
Shortly, like a week after Honey was called out, the same company made a thing called Pi Adblock, and they just flooded every social media platform with
Oh
ads
my
of it.
god.
Like every ad you got was for this paid ad blocker.
Bro,
It
you
was a subscription service.
literally used uBlock Origin or AdGuard.
It was
I
a
swear to god.
paid subscription based ad blocker.
Bro. Broski. That's crazy.
And it's funny because I don't think Pi even works at all anymore because Google decided to take all ad blocking behind the barn.
Yep.
Like they've straight wiped ad blockers off of anything that uses Chromium.
Yeah,
And to all you
Brave.
podcast listeners out there, a nice public notice for all of you. Yeah, God. Ah! To the podcast listeners, a nice public notice for you all. Switch to Firefox. You'll be happier.
Yeah, or Brave. I use Brave and it still supports the uBlock. The reason is Brave has a built-in ad blocker and they
They've
support
also been like publicly going to war against all anti-ad block stuff on Twitter and stuff. Like they're very publicly like fighting for ad block.
Yeah. So the reason why ad blockers got blocked from Chromium is what it's called. So Chrome is based on Chromium, and so is Edge, and all the other stuff like
and
Opera and
like Opera and all that.
yeah, and Brave. Firefox is its own thing, but on Chromium, because it's owned by Google, Google updated it from Manifest the extensions from Manifest v2 to Manifest v3, and in Manifest v3 they don't allow ad blockers anymore. So to counter this, Brave still supports some Manifest v2 extensions, which include uBlock Origin and AdGuard. So you can still use ad blockers on Brave because they're like, frick you, Google, we're still going to support this stuff.
And Firefox just doesn't even bother with Chromium.
Yep, Firefox is its own thing. I somewhat want to move to Firefox, but I'm like, I am in the Google ecosystem, and I would just like to just keep using Google. I don't want to de-Google my life, because like unlike Apple, it's not as invasive. It just works better compared to the Apple ecosystem. Like you're on the Apple ecosystem, you're only on the Apple ecosystem. You have to replace every single thing in your life to get out of the Apple ecosystem. If you're on the Google ecosystem, then you have just stuff working with each other, not just one brand. So I much prefer just Chromium. Also, the stuff, Chromium just has better support for stuff. Also, apparently Firefox is in really bad financial situation right now. It's just gonna keep getting worse because Google might end. They might end their deal to make Google the default search engine on Firefox. So they might get into even worse financial position later this year because they've already shut down. They've literally shut down 2 of their sub brands so far. One of the sub brands is Fake Spot, which is really big, where it will look for fake reviews on a product and tell you if it's a fake review. That got shut down recently, so you can no longer use Fake Spot to see if a product has fake reviews on it. And the reason for that is literally because they're in such a financial situation that they just can't keep up. They literally cannot keep operating Fake Spot at a profitable level because they're just losing too much money too fast. So yeah, Firefox, hopefully they're good, because the issue is that Chromium is getting based as some like monopoly, but the issue is that no one is making competitors. Like, we're basically at a point of Steam where Steam on the outside looks like a monopoly. Everybody uses Steam, not like barely anyone. Maybe 1% of every single gamer would also uses Epic Games, Ubisoft, and Xbox Game Pass. But most of them, like over 90%, only use Steam. And to the outside, that looks like a monopoly. But the issue is that Steam doesn't even try, and they're just really good, and no one can make a better product than Steam. So if somebody tries to say, hey, you guys are a monopoly, their excuse is, we're just too good. They're not trying to like drive out the competition. No one is making competition. So that's the issue with Chromium now, is that I think it's still in limbo, but they are trying to make Google sell the Chrome browser because they are being looked at as a monopoly. But